on servlet, we have to create a servlet, we have to define a method which is service method, and then we have to create object of print writer, then you can print hello world. In fact, when you want to add two numbers, we have to create all those stuff, plus we have to create we have to fetch the data from the request object, right? And for that we have to define those two objects, request and response. In case of JSP, you get all those objects by default, right? That means JSP is much simpler to servlet, and from today we will be working only on JSP. We will not go for servlets, right? But that's not the case. If that was the case, then why would anyone will learn servlet, right? Directly we can start with JSP. So what if I say JSP, I mean you cannot run JSP, right? You can only write code in JSP, you cannot run JSP. It's because if you remember, when you work with Tomcat, we have servlets, right? So servlet runs on Tomcat because Tomcat is also called as a servlet container, right? That means in Tomcat you can only run servlets, you cannot run JSP. But then we have seen the output, right? Where we have created a JSP page and we can run JSP page on Tomcat. How that is happening then? Servlet cannot run JSP. So what happens is, as a programmer, even if you write a JSP code, that JSP code gets converted into servlets, right? So it doesn't matter even if you write a JSP page that is getting converted into servlet. The only advantage of writing JSP is it is easier for developers to write JSP files instead of working on servlets, right? So question arises, how can you convert? So it's actually not servlet to JSP. We are moving from servlet to JSP topic, but when you run it, it goes in this direction. So you write JSP page and that's get converted into a servlet. But then how exactly is possible? So let me create. So on the left hand side, I will create a servlet class, and then on the right hand side, we'll compare that with JSP. How exactly? Or we can write a JSP page here. Okay. Let me just go for JSP here and servlet here. So how exactly it's get converted? So we have a JSP, right? So in JSP we have all the HTML tags, right? So JSP is all about HTML, and then somewhere in between we have Java code, right? So let's say we have HTML tag, we have body tag and all those tags. Let's also write body tag here. So body open, and then somewhere here we have to close body tag, and then we have to close HTML tag, right? We have done that. Now what here? So here somewhere here, what we will be doing is, if you want to write a Java code, let's say if I want to add two numbers. So what I will do is I will say int I equal to, and we know that we can use a request object dot get parameter, right? And let's say this is a get parameter method. In fact, let me just make it some smaller because I have to write servlet code there as well. So I will say this is t1. Right? So I got this value from t1. Again, you will say this will give you string. You have to convert that into integer. So let's say I'm doing that here. So I'm saying integer.parseInt, and everything is here. Okay. So I'm doing that. I'm doing that stuff. I'm converting everything, right? And then the same line here, we'll say int j equal to the same thing. Now we got these two values. I want to add these two values. We can say int k equal to I plus j, and then we can say out.print. And we can print the value of k. It's that simple, right? So we can assign those two values, and we can add those two values, and then we can print the output. The same thing if you want to do in servlet. How do you normally do it, right? So let's ignore this topic. I mean, let's ignore this logic. If I ask you to create a servlet, I mean, it doesn't matter what you want to do in the servlet. If I ask you to create a servlet, what is something which comes to your mind? Step one, we have to create a class, right? You should provide the name of the class. You have to extend that class with HTTP servlet. Then you have to create a method called a service, or maybe doGet or doPost. You have to pass two parameters, request and response. You have to create object of print writer, and then you have to close everything. That means it doesn't matter what is the logic of the servlet, you have to do all these things. And I forgot one thing, import the package, right? So you have to do all those stuff here. It doesn't matter what is the logic, you have to do all those things, right? So let's say if I create a servlet here, I will say public class, and I will name this servlet as demo servlet, which extends, of course, HTTP servlet, right? We have that thing there. If I open this, you have to define a method which is a service method, right? So I will say a method service. This service will take two parameters, request and response. So we got these two objects. If I open this, in this we have to create object of print writer, which is out, and then we have to do something, we have to complete something. So this is the object of, this is your print object. So it doesn't matter what servlet you want to create, this is something which is there, right? Your JSP says, hey, don't worry. If you want to write some logic here, write the logic, right? In JSP, we are not doing any of those stuff. So what happens is, when you run JSP page, it will convert itself into a servlet. So what it will do, this is fixed, right? But hold on, there's something which we have to define here. The class name. So what happens is, your JSP name, let's say if this is demo.jsp, your class name will become, it is demo jsp.jsp. So that's your class name, right? So whatever file you have, so it is demo, not JSP, it is demo.jsp. Okay, so demo.jsp will become demo.jsp there. So whatever file name you mention here, that will become your servlet name. Then that will be extended by HTTP servlet. You don't have to do it, right? Which is standard. This is something which your Tomcat will give you. It will say, okay, we will give you a service method, do get or do post. These two objects will be provided by your Tomcat. So whatever you write inside this code, whatever you write inside this tag this will go into the service method. So it will directly copy paste. So this will be copied here. And that's why you get this out object. You don't have to create an out object in JSP because your servlet will give you that object. You don't have to create a request object because your servlet will give you that request object. You don't have to create a response object because your servlet will give you that response object. Not just these three objects, even your session object, your application object, everything will be given by JSP. Your Tomcat server basically. And those objects are called as implicit objects in JSP. Again, we'll be seeing that in this session, in the future sessions. Okay, so yeah, that's how it works. So it gets converted from JSP to servlet. Is that awesome, right? Now what else? I just have one more query here. What do you call this? What do you call this servlet? This tag, not servlet, this tag. So this tag here in JSP is called as scriptlet. So it is scriptlet. So this tag, which is angular bracket %, will be called as, this sign will be called as scriptlet. Okay. Now what else? What other thing we have? See, whatever you write in this tag will go to your service method, right? So this code will be coming here. So whatever you write in this scriptlet will be coming in service method. What if you want something here? I want to declare a variable. I will say int, let's say some other variable, let's say value. I want to create a variable something like this. See, whatever you write inside scriptlet will go to this service method, right? I want something here in the declaration section. I want to declare some variables there. How can you do that? If you write that inside this tag, it will go inside service. Now what's the choice? So what we will do is, let me just expand this. Imagine we do have all those things. We have HTML tag, we have body tag somewhere there. So we have one more tag here. See, if I use this tag, again it will go to service. So what I will say, see, I want to put some data which is not in service. Okay, I want to put some data or some declaration or some statement which is not there inside service. It is outside the service. So we can use a not operator there. So we can say not, right? So it is a service but not service, right? So it is declaration. So this section will be called as declaration. So whatever you write inside this, so if I say int value equal to 1, so this code will go inside declaration section, right? So whenever you want to define any variable which should be here, which is instance variables, if you want to create any method, let's say with this service, I want one more method as show. So you can create a show method inside this tag, in the declaration tag. So if you create a method here, that method will be going in the class. So whatever you want inside the class and outside the service method, that will go into declaration section. Perfect, right? Do we have something more? We have one more. In fact, we have two more. The first one is, let's say if you want to import a package. In your file, somewhere here, you want to import a package, maybe date API, maybe date class, maybe database driver class. If you want to import any package, so what you do in Servlet, we simply say import and then we write it there, right? So normally we import the packages outside the class. What about JSP? Where do I mention I want to import the package? So for JSP, we have one more tag. In fact, I will remove this. Serve it to JSP. So we have one more, which is %@, right? So if you write in @, so you have to say @page, then we have to say import, and then we'll say equal to in double quotes you have to mention java.util.date and %close. So whatever you write here will go into your import package. So since we are mentioning import attribute, so that's something you have to remember. This import is an attribute. We have to assign the value to it. We say equal to, and then we have to mention the package name. What if you have multiple package? We just have to give comma. So it is java.util.date, comma, java.sql.prepare statement, comma, java.sql.statement. We can have multiple commas and we can assign everything there, right? So that's 3 tags. So this is scriptlet, this is declaration. Now this tag is called as declarative. This is not declarative, this is directive. My mistake. So it is directive. So this is directive, this is declaration, this is scriptlet. Now do we have one more? Yes, we have. So let's say if you want to print something, so instead of using print out.print, we can also use angular bracket equal to. So we have to use angular bracket %equal to k. So whatever you write inside this tag, which is %equal to, will go inside out.print k. So whatever you write inside this tag, which is %equal to, will go inside your out.print, right? Is that awesome, right? So this tag here is called as expression. So we have 4 types of tags in JSP. We have directive. So directive goes as, so if you want to import the package, if you want to do any other extra stuff, that is directive. If you want to write something inside the class, outside the service method, example, method definition, variable declaration, you can do that in declaration section. So we have to use %not. If you want to write something in the service method, we have to use angular bracket %, angular bracket, that is your scriptlet tag. If you want to write something in out.println directly, we can use the expression tag, right? So this is JSP for you. So whenever you create a JSP page, it's get converted into a servlet, right? So even if you're writing a JSP, it will be getting into servlet. So again, which is better depends. If you want to show data on the page, okay, if your intention is to create a page, JSP is better, right? But if your intention is just to process it, for that we have servlet. Again, which one to use when, that we'll see in the next video. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and do subscribe.